Bebe Rexha and David Guetta just dropped another 90s inspired song, and with other releases from Calvin Harris, Oliver Tree, Swedish House Mafia, and this viral reel here by Kyle Gordon. There's a pretty big 90s comeback happening right now. My name is Nathan from POPlab, and today we're going to break down the new Bebe Rexha and David Guetta song, and I'm going to show you how to make this type of music. You need three elements to make a 90s song, so you basically need 90s drums. Then you need the M1 piano, which is probably the most iconic piano sound. It was used in countless hits. And last, a simple bass line. And that's pretty much how you make a 90s song. I don't really think there's a better way to start a 90s tutorial with an M1 piano, and this is how this song starts as well. And you're probably familiar with this melody here. This is from a David Guetta song called When Love Takes Over. This was done with Kelly Rowland, and originally this is not even from David Guetta, this is from Coldplay's Clocks. And for this one, I'm using three different layers. I'm using the FL keys here. Then I got this M1 Nexus patch here. And a very old school sound from the Roland JV2080. And this is a sampled instrument from a 90s workstation from Roland. It has this really gritty piano sound to it, so it makes it sound a little bit more old school. And the song starts off with this melody here, and then there comes this pad in, which sounds like this. And this one has a top layer, which are strings, and a lower layer that comes from Silent here. And in the intro, this pad is actually put an octave higher, so it sounds like this then. And it's layered with this Reese bass here. And we got some automations here on the melody and the filter, as well as of the volume of the pad. And if you just listen to it, you will notice that it fades really nice into the song. And then it creates a lot of space for the vocal here as well. And this song is structured like an EDM song, so you basically have a break and a drop. There's not really like a classic verse you have in pop song, even though it's similar, but it's quite different here. And so basically the whole verse is just building into the build up, and then the build up builds in a drop. So in the next section we got a bunch of shakers here, which sound like this. Then we also got this snare here, which sounds a little bit weird on its own, but it really helps with the groove. And it's huge impact here, which is not so typical for 90s. This is more of an EDM thing. And then after the M1 piano, this is the second very notorious 90s element, and it's these crashes. Now 90s songs often use these drum machine crashes here, but what they also do is like having 4 crashes right after each other before the next section. So this one sounds like this. And it's also layered with this white noise patch here. And if I play it back with the rest of the song, you can hear it's a super nice transition into the next section. And listen to the snare here. It's a nice element that helps with the rhythm a little bit. And in the next section we have these breakbeat loops. Now these are very common. You may have also heard this in a Fred Again song. That's a really popular song he did that uses these kind of loops. This sounds like this. It's almost like a drum and bass beat. And I chopped these up to fit the rhythm a little bit better to the one that was used in the original. And these both are from Vengeance Essential Club Sounds. And then together with the shakers, they add even more groove. And then on top of it, we also got a offbeat kick here, which is accentuating the rhythm of the kick a little bit more. And this creates a really high energy drum groove, and this is the build-up section here. And we also have this crash. And next we're coming to the M1 piano again, but this time it's used as chords here, and that sounds like this. And again, I'm using the M1 from Nexus, but then I also have this octave piano here, which sounds like this. Not a classic dance piano, but it adds a little more weight to the piano here. Then we got the JW 2080 again. This has a super nice old school sound, it just sounds really great. And then I also have a one-shot sound from a 90s sample pack, which is called Goldmine Ecstatic. And this is just for the transient. Kind of sounds like a toy piano. And finally some Nexus bells, making it sound a little bit more exciting. And then we also got a 8-note delay here, which helps with the bounciness of the piano a little bit. If you want to have all the sounds as well as the project file and the stems from this remake and also from the past remakes, you can join our monthly membership program, which is called the Secret Producer Club. For the next 3 days, I'm offering a special deal with a 50% discount and with a lifetime price guarantee. So that basically means no matter how much I raise the price for this one, you're always only gonna pay the 50% off price. And as of today, we actually have a pro vocal library now brand new with 15 different vocals in there that you can use to produce your next song. And it's also a super simple arrangement hack so you don't get stuck in the 8-bar loop, because the vocal pretty much guides you to produce an entire song around it. Link to join is in the description. And layered with the pianos, we got these synth chords here, which are kind of like rave sounds. And if you want a quick solution for this kind of sound, just go into Nexus. You can easily find a sound there. But I kind of wanted to do it with Silent. So all of these patches are here made from scratch with Silent, and they sound like this. And this one is a nice trick. I just duplicated the patch and changed some of the detuning here. And then I panned them left and right, and this creates a super nice stereo image. And they slowly get filtered in throughout the build-up. Now next, another very important 90s element, which is the snare riser. And I'm sure you have heard these before, they sound like this. So, and these risers are super simple to make. And most of the time you just want to be using a 909 snare, which sounds like this. And the trick to make them a little bit more interesting is using a transient designer and then automating the sustain and the release here. And that makes the snare short in the beginning and makes it longer at the later point. And it's a super simple trick. It always works super well, sounds really nice. And we also got this rocket uplifter. It kind of sounds like a rocket starting. And so that's pretty much the entire build-up. Now we're coming to the drop. There's not that many more elements here. So we got this drum groove here, which is also classic 90 drums. So basically what you got here is a like kind of really heavy kick. It doesn't sound very clean, and it doesn't have this attack what modern kicks have. So it sounds like this. It's just knocking really hard, like a drum machine kick. Very classic, and I made this one with Serum here. It's a pretty simple kick drum based on a sine wave. Then we got these open upbeat hats. And for these hi-hats, it's important that you have open hi-hats, not closed hi-hats, so they're a little bit longer and they ring out a little bit more. Then we also got these 2 crunchy claps here. And as I mentioned before, always have a crash in the drum beat. And I noticed a lot of these 90s songs mostly have really simple basses. So if you think of Eiffel 65's Blue, and it also has this pretty simple saw bass. Miracle by Calvin Harris is the same, also pretty simple saw bass. So most of these 90s songs just use a really simple, plucky kind of shaped saw bass. The bass in this one sounds like this. And it's a pretty simple saw bass made with Serum. It's just using one voice here. We have 2 oscillators. I'm also having a sub bass here, just a sine wave. With the kick together, it creates a nice groove. And probably one of the most important points here, and this is also how you can get this groove, is the BPM, because this is actually 138 BPM, so this is really, really fast. And that's pretty much how you make a 90s song. Oh, and don't forget the 4 crashes here.